If, if. Okay, so I missed entity after every if. Probably also helps if I take the cover off my mic. Okay, so block and coordinates are all we have to fill in. I can just paste them. And then we can test them out. The loot will be interesting because that will generate the commands. Well, actually, well, I don't know. I don't know if chain command blocks still function if the command's incomplete. If it can't complete the command, does it count as positive, or let's just skip it when you have them on conditional? Either way, we need to pick a block that fits the dungeon. What do I have to enter? Scoreboard. Be easy equal to 1. Scoreboard, objective, players. Players. Add me. Be easy 1. Ooh. Set. Not bad. Yeah, there we go. Generated. Random layout, right? Every time I do it. Wait, I have to go to 2. Is it 0? No, never mind, I don't know. That works too. I don't think I've set the off. Well, I have, to a sense, it just clears this. I haven't connected to any other systems. Sorry, it's been a week or 2 since I last did anything with this, so I sort of playing catch up with myself. I can change the layouts, but yeah, well, that's okay, that's fine. So I can just randomize the layouts by redoing the command. I don't have to clear it first. Okay, let's start filling stuff in. Well, actually, no, sorry, we need to pick a block. Block that suits this. Try and get a fuller one, and maybe a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so something woody or browny. Jungle wood, spruce wood maybe? Might be a bit too dark. I can try mangrove. So that's not terrible. Mangrove. I feel like this is too light. Yeah. I think spruce is actually better. Are there any other blocks that would sort of do it? Stripped dark oak. That's interesting as well. I think that's a bit too smooth. I'd rather have the grainy texture. Alright, you know what? We're not gonna mess about, because I do want to get this done. First block that works, we're fine with. So it's just spruce wood, log, wood. Okay. Step 1. All of these need to be filled in with spruce. I need to check again. Spruce wood. Nice and simple. Copy it over. Nope, not the internals. Sorry, this is a resource. So it's just the ones that aren't conditional. Okay, then for the actual coordinates, I have mapped everything out. Need a good place to put this on the screen. You know what? I can think of somewhere. Let's just add a new... Actually, let me duplicate the word one. Just click add. Add, window capture, source, and Excel. Okay. Crop it down. Is it Alt to crop? Yeah. And we kind of want it skinny and long. Shorter. Theoretically, I am cropping it shorter. And this side too. Need to check how this looks. Alright, but you can see, yeah, you can see the coordinates at least. This will do. So I need to paste all these coordinates for each different difficulty into these blocks. It goes 1, 2, 1, 2. So I don't have to think about it. I can just copy and paste. Yeah. Don't think, just do. Spawn us, that's fine. Spruce wood. This should be loot. Still needs the coordinates though. I'm surprised I didn't generate loot boxes. So I guess that answers my question. If a command is not filled in properly, it won't trigger the conditional clause. Okay, and this is a resource, so I suppose we'll just do raw iron. The first here actually would be coal blocks, coal ore, and then the second one can be iron. And I might tweak them because they're a bit crappy of a reward for the difficulty. I might just make it diamonds. Diamonds and emeralds. I don't know, I've got 2 slots to play around with. Most important thing first is just to make sure it's working, and I haven't miscalculated on the coordinates. They are also randomized. I did remember to put that in right. Execute at... I did not. I did on some. Alright, the conditional ones aren't. Yeah, it's been a while since I've messed about with this, so... new to me as it is to you. Alright. Let's see if we can get this stuff generating. So if we do 1, perfect, we get some pillars. Ooh. They're not quite right. They should be 4x4s. This one, 4x4. One of them's not 4x4. Anything inside? There is. There's a loot box inside. Neat. Well, the loot box is somewhat of an issue, actually, to get replaced. So you understand that what you're doing is no good because you have to type it out as dodgehype.com. Yeah? Just leave stuff open. Yep. So we've got pillar, the loot. Loot is definitely an issue. Essentially because the rooms are built after. Why is there... Interesting. Should have a spawner or something in it. It does not. Now I have to figure out which pillar's which. Oh, this one. Curious. So only the loot one worked. So 3 of them triggered. Spawner, replace. 44, 2, 2. So it should fit inside these coordinates. 44 is greater. So it fits between that range. 2 is greater, so it fits between that range. Interesting. Let's figure out the 3 one first, I guess. So 3, 3, that one's fine. 3. There we go. So that's only 2. Those are easy to fix. Which also means that this one was the one that did not trigger. You are meant to be coal ore. Why are you set to keep? That's the issue. And no, spawners are fine. It must have been the other, yeah, ore one that was attempted to be triggered. So replace as well. Scoreboard 1. We didn't get any pillars, and we got no rooms. Cool, I can see the resources. The iron one is also wrong. Both of them, both the values. So it should be this one, was at 19. Yep, so it's the same thing. Did not do 4x4, which also means that this should be increased to 21. But we need to find a spawner one, because I know the loot one works. I mean, that's the loot one. Should be, and I don't know why it's popping up a block. No, only a single block too. Weird. Now the loot box, it's fine. Oh, we got the simple embo. And it did replace the building block, which is actually really good. That might be it. So it replaces the one that doesn't generate anything, right? No pillars. Oh, one pillar. So you should have a spawner in you, I believe, somewhere. But because I'm not setting any text to the spawner. Oh, there we go. So it does have a spawner. Obviously, there's nothing set yet. That will have to come later, because I haven't actually mapped out any of the custom mobs. But, so the generation looks to be working. Oh, the coal is wrong. Here. Both these should be 21. I probably will end up changing the resources. I thought I fixed that. You know I did. I changed both of them. 0. Not you, you. 0. Okay, but in a sense, the room is somewhat fully functional. Everything has a chance to generate. We're getting different layouts each time with different pillars. To add a bit of variation. Cool. What is that? A loot box? Okay, so I think I understand why this is breaking blocks. But that is so weird. Essentially, that generation should come after this generation. So if that one's generating the little urn it was in, this loot box should also generate with an urn. But it doesn't. Just pop them a few more times. So this should be a new loot box. Still getting the soul broken. I guess is where the loot box goes. So that command is set to break, which I think I did in case people spam the loot box creation. It's fine, you know, one random block isn't be all end all. Oh, and of course that room's gone. I think it should be fine. I get kind of shafted with the lack of room sometimes. Definitely kind of want to make this a different resource. I mean, a pillar of iron isn't horrible. But I kind of want to make this dungeon system self-sufficient in a way. So essentially, if you build a dungeon, you could start from scratch and get everything you need. I mean, the loot boxes themselves, if you find them, generally in a good position. Oh, it did generate. It's just slow. Okay, so I have to give it a period. What do we get this on? Okay, this one's pretty decent. Base trident, some loot. Yeah. Anyway, we can move on to the next tier. So, the medium, stone. Okay, you can work with this. I do want a fuller one. I did also want to take a look at the bow. I don't think I actually tested this after I made it. Well, should be fine. No, okay. So I think it's broken. Put that on the to-do list. Should be teleporting the shots. No, it's right up here. It's not that hard to fix. Essentially, a while back, I reset all my command blocks. At least the ordering, if that makes sense. Essentially, if you open the world in any third-party software, you know, like MC Edit or whatever the new ones nowadays are, it resets the conditions on command blocks. So even though they're set to always active, these repeating command blocks aren't actually triggering. So I need to figure out whichever one's tied to the bow and reset it. You know what? It's up here. And I can tell because it doesn't have glowstone with it, so I haven't fixed it. So this side, and this side. Now the bow should work. Hopefully. Nope, still no good. Interesting. Wish you could increase flying speed. I know you can sprint into flight and it's a bit better. I wonder actually if that carries over speed. Never tried it. Like if you have a pot. I mean, it's somewhat quicker. Rising is still a bit meh. Just had to make this high. You know, I should probably just use ender pearls. Ah, is it this? Yes. I did not do the right one. In fact, I need to do these all anyway. Can't believe I missed some. Huntsman. Wait. None of these are the bow. Okay. I will mark them. Need to figure out where I built the bow. They're part of that system. They're the attributes. Word of advice, if you ever build stuff, just label everything. It's all to do with casting. Yes. Interesting. We might have not built it on this. I'm just going to leave this. Yeah, this will do. I'll come back to it. Getting sidetracked. I'm meant to be finishing this up. Yeah, so essentially it's just rinse and repeats. Each of these gets their own version with different pillars in somewhat different positions. The same 3-type system, so to speak. There'll be one with a spawner in it, one with a loot box in it, and one with a resource of some sort. You can do wheat blocks, although that'd be kind of weird. Well, actually, wheat kind of makes sense in like the muddy one. Anyway, I have the fun of copying stuff over. I also need to fix these up before I copy them. So keep should be replace. Place. And the other issue was just the sizes on the Excel sheet. I need to look out for any that aren't 3s. Because each coordinate should be 3 apart. Down on that sheet. Okay. I can paste these in mass. I know they're working. I don't have to tweak them. These all need to be conditional. The fun of commands. Let's click. Okay, so what block should I use for stone? Probably like diorite or something. That'd probably stick out. Or quartz, maybe. Considering they're all quite greyish. The palette that I'm using inside the dungeon area. Additional. I missed. Should be a spot where I can get to all of them. And lucky last. Okay. Yeah. We have this greyish pellets. Even just like smooth stone. What? Sometimes I don't even know what's going on in my map. I'm not crazy. You all saw like the ash particle, right? And then fire resistance? Weird. That's not. And again. Hey, the tree brothers. At the other one does watching Scream. What's going on? Salt. Salt. Is it me standing on my salt? Is this what I did? We should get it. At some point, yeah. Some ash. I stand on bedrock. I understand which system is doing this, but that system should not be on at the moment. Okay, so it's a basalt. I mean, at least that's good to know. Smooth stone. Or shall I go with a more durable block? Make it harder for the person to get to whatever's inside. I mean, the only thing that really comes to mind is obsidian. I can't even remember what the other dungeon palettes are. Hard is ice. That's going to be hard to come up with a hardy block. And resource. Resource is grey as well. You don't like that. Outpost, deserty. And the last one is treasure. Well, that one's definitely obsidian. I'll just go with Gus. I'll stick with blocks I'm using. Yeah. Only thing is, I don't like that treasure in this room. Have similar palettes. Work on medium, and then I might redo the treasure room. Okay, smooth underscore stone. Nice and simple in this one. Smooth stone. That's not how you underscore. Every second. I can actually close the Word document now too, because we've obviously pasted everything. You guys don't need to see the coordinates anyway. Okay, medium. Although it does sort of help you see what I'm doing. 3, perfect. I don't like the fact that I have to fact check. No, I'm not going to. We're just going to paste, run the command, and then if it's wonky, I will correct it. This is a fill. Iron and coal becomes what, like golden iron? Sorry, iron and coal becomes gold and diamond. No, it becomes gold and redstone ore. Spawner. Another loot box. And then I said gold. I mean, a stack of iron is actually useful, because obviously you want lots of iron. Okay. Cool. They look decent. We already know gold's in that one. I need to find whatever's hidden in this one. Sure they're working. Which is an issue, because it doesn't look like it is. Why? Why are you off center? So this is where I should probably keep the Excel. Because I've mucked these up. So one of the loot boxes is wrong. One of the spawners is fine. Still don't know what's between that one. This should tell me. There's a spawner or a loot box in this. Don't know how it goes with room generation. I think the rooms override it. It's hard to tell which is activating first. But I mean, that's fine. The whole job of the pillars is sort of exist only if you get less rooms. So I can't see what's in that one. Spawner, loot. Let's just fix the loot box. So essentially these should both be in between the values of their predecessor. For instance, there's 12, 8, 23. should fit between this. So 12 is between the two. 28 is not. Should be 20. Did I say 28? No, it's 23. That's fine. That's between the two, which means it should be this one. 42, 36. 42. Ooh. So I did these backwards. So it should be 30. It's one off the negative, so it's 39. Okay. Spawner was fine. Redstone ore. We haven't actually seen redstone ore. 1 to 10, 28, 29, 29. That's all fine. I feel like it is the redstone ore one, though. Because we've seen the gold. Nope, never mind. There's a redstone ore. That's whatever this is, although, like I said, if a room generates, I'm pretty sure it's not going to populate whatever's meant to be in it, which is fine. They were guaranteed every time. It wouldn't be as nice. I mean, like, we've got a little chunk of redstone there. Nice rooms, yada yada. Sometimes they'll just be empty, just to throw off the player. Sometimes they'll have spawners in them, like this one. I thought it did. Okay, I'm super confused now. It had a spawner last time, didn't it? And now it has nothing. Is this the other loot box? And this had gold last time, didn't it? With I'm all turned around. Yeah, there's the gold one. That one has junk in it, so I can't see. A spawner. So a loot box is meant to appear in this one. Give it a second. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that works. So redstone's middle spawner. Spawner should be that corner. There was another one in there though, wasn't there? No, it's just that. So that side and that side should be the spawners. Ah, I'm sure they work when they work. It's not a big deal. These will all end up as like giant mishmashes. Okay, so hard. Ice. Ooh. What block could I possibly use for the pillars? Diorite? Eugh. Quartz in this case. I think quartz wouldn't be too bad. Or some sort of clay. I mean, quartz isn't horrible. The sea lantern's kind of better. Diorite matches the calcite. I'm probably gonna go with quartz. Quartz pillar. Quartz pillar. Plus that also sets the tone for some of the other decorations in the room. I can use all the different quartz blocks. It's probably something to keep in mind. The stone sort of doesn't leave me room to have a theme for the decorations. Okay, and then coordinates for hard. Also need to mark the spawner ones because I need to modify them later on. And then resources. So we did iron, coal, redstone, gold. Next would be emerald, diamond, right? Or actually lapis. And lapis does have a much wider use in this map. Then I do diamonds or emeralds. I kind of like to keep diamonds a bit harder to find. I think I'll do emeralds. Okay. Does it work? Yep, we've got 2 pillars. Both are cut off by their building generation though. So this one has... No, never mind. They look out of place. A little, it's not horrible. Let's see if we can find the loot box. Oh, right at the top. Why is it right at the top? I've weighted these horribly. The loot boxes on all of them are always near the top. And then the spawners on all of them are always near the bottom. That should not be the case. So I would like them to alternate. Then, for instance, this one would generate with nothing in it. Anyway, it's 2 of the pillars. We need to count 6. That does not help. There's another one. What are you? Spawner. That's a sad room. Well, I would say the quartz is wrong. Not the quartz, the lapis. It needs to be cut. Was about here, wasn't it? 13, 14, 19, 22. 12, so 13's fine. 22 should be fine as well. 12 to 15. 13 to 14, so that's in the 2 ranges. 19, 22, that's the wrong one. Yeah, the 19 is wrong, it should be 21. 1. And I don't think we've seen the emerald just yet. We just have to rely on luck. Or I've screwed it up. Either or. Or it's generating inside a room. Like, I have a feeling it's generating in that big room over there. And if they're on the same randomizer timers, they're getting triggered at the same time. Which is kind of crazy to think about because of the probability. So essentially, wherever it is in this chain here, for instance, is being triggered when the randomizer hits between 11 and 16. But that's also occurring at the same time this room is being built, 8 to 16. So because they're equal distance from one another, somewhat, they're both being triggered on the same tick. Because command blocks do run a little bit slower. Also, how's the world keeping up? Yeah, the world's not doing too great. Oh, a lot of block updates. But don't know if this is plausible. The ranges sort of need to be outside of the room ranges, which I didn't think about, to give these a chance to generate when these base rooms don't. It's somewhat annoying that I might have to change the probability on all of them. We will assume it works. I'll just check the numbers. 8, 9, so it should be 7, 10, 39, 40, so it should be 38, 41. Okay, so it should, in theory, be working. Get them all built, and then we can tinker. That's starting to come down. Okay, next is outpost, I believe. Right. Yeah, outpost. So this is sandy with mud. So what building block? You're not brick. Actually, if brick was a bit redder, maybe netherrack. Well, not netherrack. This red nether brick. Red nether. I can't say it. Natural, not netherrack. Mushroom? Not really. Granite. Granite could suit, especially if it did something like polished. Brick, if it didn't have the white lines, there was a condensed version. I think I'm going to try the red nether. It shouldn't be too horrible. No, it stands out okay-ish. Red nether bricks, except I had to pick a long phrase to make it harder to copy in the coordinates. So in fact, I think I'll do the coordinates first for once. Outpost. Spawner. Resource. Loot. Command blocks is so easy if you can just copy and paste. Loot. Why is double clicking in Excel something bad? Okay, this is resources. This one's a bit interesting because this outpost should be almost like a hub. So the resources should be somewhat generous. I haven't used copper yet. And I haven't used diamond. Eh. Kind of like some sort of food resource. At the same time, I don't want just be wheat. That'd look kind of weird. Kelp. Can you turn dried kelp back into a block? Because I know kelp is like a decent food source. Yeah. Quartz, maybe. And nether gold. Yeah, that's not horrible. Quartz and nether gold. Nether. Oh. This one? Perfect. And quartz. Oh, it's called nether quartz ore? It is. Interesting. And then we want red nether brick. Bricks, apparently. Right, how does this look? Decent. We've got the quartz one. This should be a loot. Ooh. Pretty crappy one. Horrible spellbook. And I would assume this is a spawner then. Somewhere. Yep. Cool. 3. Yeah, so we're running with the same issue. Well, no, there's a fourth one. But see how there's like a weird thing generating there? That means one of the pillars is trying to generate in that area. But because of the room, it's not. See, it's generating after the fact. Which I mean isn't bad. It means that little loot box will be stuck to the top of the ceiling on that one. And then I assume there's one more maybe in that corner. That's generating on the same randomization as this room. So I definitely need to flip the values in here. I think if I order them backwards, I should be able to circumvent these issues with the ticks. I don't know. 2 to go, and then we'll give it a go on the first one, maybe. Could create more problems, though. Okay, I think this is treasure, right? Resource, never mind. Resource, which I actually wasn't happy with, because it's too similar to the medium difficulty, even though I'm using, like, the kelp. Not kelp, what is it? It's coral? Dried coral? Okay, I would kind of like something else, though. Wouldn't mind using crying obsidian. Getting the purplish done. Endstone, maybe. Bone. How many block choices do I need? I need 1, 2... Only 2? I'm using different coral, so I guess it's that. Then dripstone for the boss room. I wouldn't mind matching it to dripstone. I think that brown is decent enough, and probably get away with just granite. Maybe soul soil. Netherrack, wood, mushroom, I'd kind of like a purple palette. But I feel like the issue with... Well, I mean, I get away with purple blocks, crying obsidian, and amethyst. The problem with crying obsidian is it's good in, like, small doses. It'd kind of look weird if you made a whole building out of it. Like, even on these edges, it wouldn't look as nice in here if the whole floor was crying obsidian. To me, at least. It's a block that kind of looks nicer if it's not overused. Ah. Why am I fretting? I'll just stick with this. You know what? I can just use granite for the pillars too, can't I? That looks kind of weird. Different coral block, maybe? A live coral? I'll use granite. Granite's fine. I think polished is not going to work though. I don't like that. Ah, this room. Use these as the 2 different buildings. Amethyst. And this could probably end up being the boss room. I just need a purple block for the floor. Probably not that, and definitely not concrete. Oops. And then I can use crying obsidian as the pillars. Yeah, I like that idea. Just need 1 more block. You know, it kind of goes well with the crimson. Maybe stripped as the walls. Okay, let's fix this up quickly. Bedrock's fine. Tough should be... I didn't even remember what it's called. Stripped crimson hyphae. Stripped crimson hyphae. And then dead fire coral can be normal purple. Like that, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna copy it. Purple. Rain. Fire. Had to accidentally click C. Oh, I'm using several. Am I using tough again? Interesting. Right, because this is the middle layer. Right about there. Right. Script. What was it? Crimson Ivy. Brain can be fun. It can be purple normal as well. This word always just trips me up. We're leaving tube, we're leaving horn. There's brain. And purple pillars for all the rest. Oh, that one's fine. That one's fine. Per pillar. Fine. Per pillar. I think I may have ordered these wrong. We'll see when the room generates. Okay, then so dripstone, boss is amethyst, blocks or clusters, and then all of these can be chrome obsidian. But first off, is purple a better color scheme? Depends how it generates. I mean, that's not horrible. That's better. Yeah, no, that looks alright. I didn't do too bad. That one should be the other pepper. Come on. Been right over here. I know there's a room there. Secondary level. Just not hitting the room. There might not be a room now, I might be insane. I swear there should be. Pretty sure I designed a symmetrical room. Like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yada yada. With the boss room in the middle. Maybe I didn't. Considering that's an odd shape. Yeah, I'm gonna assume I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 or 8. That doesn't matter. I get too distracted. So all of these, not the resources. Crying obsidian. Okay. Crying obsidian. Spawner. So we're on to coordinates. We're doing resource. Fine. See. What resources do I stick in here though? What's meant to be the resource room? I mean, diamonds and the other one. Ancient debris, is that what it's called? Okay. Maybe a bit too generous, but we'll see. Cool, that looks fine. I dislike them. That's fine. Nothing in this one. Oh, interesting. Why are they bigger? Why are they bigger? The treasure room is the one that has 2. We should Should really only be 4x4s. So that's overkill. But they generate. I'm just gonna cut them down, I think. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9 layers. Yeah, they definitely can't be ancient debris. In fact, I don't want the other one to be diamonds either. Where are they? Yeah. Copper just kind of feels crappy to give. I think actually redstone and maybe lapis again. And I could get away with it being 3x3s. Getting all turned around. Otherwise, I just cut both sides. Lapis. Redstone. So everything gets decreased. Even this, right? This is dead center. So no, they can stay. But these all get decreased. 13, 4. 14, 5. 8, 2. Corner can stay. 4. 6, 21. 2, 27. Days. 19. 9. Stays. 5. 43. Okay, so that should look a bit better. Yeah, just columns. Ooh, is that one 4x4? Yeah, it's still 4x4. What's in you? Oh, loot box, that is off center. Okay, so they do need to be adjusted. Was it 8 to 20? Yeah, so the 8 is the issue. I mean, 20 still works. The 8 should be 7. And spawner 5, 44. Both don't work. It should be 4, 43. That one's fine. Fine. 27, 19. 27, 19 needs to be 18. 41, 3. 41 is fine. 3 is fine. Cool. We've seen all 6 generate now too. That one's the other loot box. Okay, lucky last. Alright, that's where the arm stand is. Do not destroy that. Last one is the treasure room. So, gotta admit, are a little bit weird. Exploding. It's not a horrible idea. You need the other room to generate. I can see it. Well, it's right there. Ah! Thank God. Hmm. So my issue with this one is that's going to eat away at the pillars. Because that is this, right? Invested Deepslate. Yeah, to 4. So if that bottom bit spawns, then the pillars won't work. Hmm. In hindsight, I am not digging these two different styles. The treasure layout and this layout. This idea of bisecting the rooms kind of works, but it also kind of doesn't. It would be better suited starting from this height and going up, I think. Although it'd probably wipe everything out. It'd make the second layer just one big open space at the same level. That one's fine. So all of these. Instead of being 4, I'm just going to cut them back down to... I don't know if they're meant to be that, or they're meant to be 1. It looks like they start from 0. Makes it easy. I just have to delete the 4s. And then they're proper rooms. And the infested Deepslate, instead of being from 4, I think I will start at 4. Go to 11. Yeah. Already, I feel much better about that. More of a dungeon. Where? Oh, cool. Can the mobs beat the boss? The answer is looking like yes. Doesn't actually do that much damage. Yeah, we can watch the health bar. Okay, so ooh. This room is kind of less good. Same with that one. Don't wreck stuff. But it was just lightning. And I want to see one with the infested. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Yeah, so that was the worry. That is no good. If I put it up 1, it will actually be sealed. Which actually I don't mind. I might... what's good height? Probably 6? 6 or 11? The only reason the top's missing is because I have it perpetually cut off. Oh, they're going to be the iron golem. I suppose that's to be expected. There's just tons of mobs spawning here. Come on. Pluck into it. There we go. So it essentially makes this look shorter, but if you dig up, you're kind of screwed, because all this is infested. But then nothing else can generate up here. Well, actually, no. I will use another command sequence to generate stuff up here probably more rooms in that case. I'll switch over from my idea of doing more pillars and do like 16 extra rooms or something. Okay, that's fine. Makes the pillars a bit weird, but whatever. I also need to pick a block. So we're using Deepslate. Give me a better layout. Come on, there we go. And should I fix these? Not really. I don't want them being open like that. I mean, this is a pretty interesting layout. If you were to start from this entrance, you know, you could go out, you see nothing, you can go through the gap there, and then all of a sudden you see the two open rooms. Anyway, as for pillars, Deepslate. What can I work with? Chiseled, or just tiles, just something darker. This is Deepslate, right? No, it's Blackstone. Well, then Deepslate's even better of an idea. Yeah, probably the tiled. Deepslate tiles. That's resources. This one. You know what? Again, do the coordinates so I don't have to go back and forth. And what resources to give out, I wonder. Deep slate tiles. Perfect. Yeah, so the resource blocks, I could probably get away with like just deep slate, or I'll probably go diamonds for this one, since it is the luxury rooms. Diamonds and I guess redstone in this case. Another like precious-ish block I could give. It's sort of suiting. I suppose redstone should still be the go-to. Redstone has to be like the most valuable resource just because of obviously creating stuff like hoppers and chests. Well, not chests, but hoppers and all the different redstone contraptions. But I think I'll do iron, so there's double up of iron. And I can also use the deep slate version. Diamond. Okay, how does this look? Well, that's abysmal. What happens when nothing generates? Yes, good for you, Creeper. You can turn invisible. You've mastered the art. There's a spawner. Good to see. We already know the spawner's in that one. The iron's in that one. I assume this is going to be a loot box then. Somewhere. Down low. Yeah. Instant health gun, nice. Alright, so that's 3 pillars. Still 3. There's diamond 1. In fact, I'm pretty sure these are the 3 we haven't seen. This is another loot box. Purple. Bit better. That's diamond. This should be a spawner. Yep. Okay, everything's all working. Great to see. Now, the fun of this project is what we've just done there in about an hour with prep. I have to repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more times. And then I can also chuck stuff in these slots if I really want to just go nuts with the randomization. Ugh. Anyway, the pillars. Do I want to... Oh, you lived. Good on you. You must have turned invisible. You are hiding somewhere over here. Nope. I couldn't figure out where you were. Do I want to rework this one? While I'm at it. I mean, I like the purple and everything already. The issue that I sort of want to rework is the floor that bisects this one. Kinda dislike this. Initially, it was a decent idea. I'll wait for you to progress. I might do the same thing. I might just move it up one and then have it generate stuff on top of it. So I think for this one, I use a floor segment rather than the boss segment. Yeah. If I just move it up. On. Oh, every time. Slower. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so in this scenario, it appears that you're just in like a shorter dungeon with condensed rooms. But then I can put something on the top. In fact, actually, it still bisects, so there's still rooms. Granted, they're a little bit small in some cases. But I can build around that and stick stuff in them. Is there any that are too short? No, because I think that's the medium height, right? Wait, do these rooms not have height differences? They do not. That's interesting. So I can increase all their heights by 1 and still make it 3. I can't remember where the roof is meant to be. Let me turn this off. I generate a new one. Okay, it's got the top. I feel like I was cutting off 2. Yeah, so at this height, you can walk on the roofs. You can't really jump from one to the other. So I might as well go to the roof. I don't see an issue with that. To make them all 2 blocks higher. And then we still have a secondary level. Turn this back on. Up by 2. Right. 1, 2. From here. So 8 becomes 10. Can do height disparities now though. No, because even if it's at 9, there's no point because you can't jump on them. Can't do anything with that room. I'd have to work around 8 and lower if I want to. Yeah. So now if this middle segment generates, so a lot. Okay, pretty decent. The last thing we can do, before I go back to monotony? Tediously. Before I go back to tediously writing out more Word and Excel documents with coordinates, we can fix or change the randomizers on the pillars. Essentially, they match the progression of the room buildings. which I should really have them flipped. So for instance, what is it? It's 1 to 4, 12 to 6. Well, actually they are sort of in random. No, I'm looking at the wrong column. Yeah, 1 to 6, 3 to 8, 5 to 10, 7 to 12, 9 to 14, 11 to 16. I think if I just do that oppositely, the ticks that the randomizer hits on these blocks and the ticks that the randomizer hits on these blocks will be different, meaning that they can generate irrespective of each other. Well, actually, it kind of means that I'm going the opposite way and just doing blacklists. So for instance, this has to hit 1 to 9. If this first command block is set to 11 to 16, that means there will never be a point at which both of these can generate, which is also an issue. 2 to 10, 3 to 11. I can map this out easy. So it's 1 to 9, 2 to 10, 3 to 11. That makes 4 to 12, 5 to 13, 6 to 14. It's definitely wrong because there is not this many command blocks. Where am I looking? 1 to 9, 2 to 10, 3 to 11, 4 to 12, 5 to 13, 6 to 14, 7 to 15, nope, 8 to 16. So how do I do this? Both decreasing the chance of overlap and increasing. Essentially, each of these need to fall between the values of them. So if this is hit on 1 to 9, this needs to be hit on an equal value from 9 to a higher number, which is fine. So 1 to 9 is 8 numbers difference. That's the pattern I'm using. So that'd be halfway between, so 4 on each side. So it'd be 5 to... Oh, it's going to be confusing. 5 to 13. 2 commands away. Comes 7 to 15. Comes 9. This is a problem though, because I can't go higher. So at some point I'm going to the negative. So for instance, 8 to 16 becomes 4 to 12. 6 to 14 can become 2 to 10. But I'm doing the wrong ones too. Oh, this is a headache. 3 to 11 instead of 7 to 15. 1 to 9 instead of 5 to 13. That's 4 done. What other values can I hit? Need 2 more since there's 6. 4 to 12 be 8, 16, and then I guess I need one more lesser value, which also doesn't exist. I need one medium value. Well, no, that's 8 to 16 is the medium value. I can just do 2 at 8 to 16. I'm sure none of this makes sense to anyone watching. Yeah, I'm using 5-digit spreads instead of 8. So they'll be more common. Do I care? Do I care if they're more common? Not really, no. Though if I did smaller spreads, so instead of 4, if I did, say, 3 digits, it would be 4 to 12 for this first one. 5 to 13. 7 to 15. 7 to 15. 2 to 10. 4 to 12. We're hitting twice. And then 5 to 13, which we're also hitting twice. So I guess we change this to 6 to 14. 4 to 12, 6 to 14. This one. Ah, it's like pulling teeth. Random is random. Right? One of them just needs to be 8 to 16. 4 to 13. Right now, if 16 hits nothing, not one of them gets on 16. Just don't worry, just do whatever. 4 to 12 becomes 3 to 11. Okay. Let's just try it on one of the rooms and then see. So I'm doing 4 to 12. Should allow for slightly more randomization, since the numbers that overlap are now greater and not greater at the same time. The selection criteria should now operate independent of the room selection, because they don't overlap as much. Meaning you'll get more rooms with and more rooms without. That makes sense. Doesn't sound just like complete, utter gibberish. So we hit all 6 there. We hit 5 there. 4, 3. I can't tell. 6, 4, 3, 1, 2. I think it looks pretty. It's looking decent. You're getting them a bit more often than what I would like. So it's the issue. So the ranges are fine, the values just have to be tweaked. We'll go back to this one so you can really see the Excel. And I should probably move Excel as well. Okay. So these are the values of the rooms. I have to come up with 6 values that overlap with some and don't overlap with others. So the easiest way to split it up would be first 2 values, and 1 value, and 1 value, no, 2 values? 2 values. This is going to create 5, isn't it? Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so one of them needs to be split up, probably the middle one. Okay, so we need values that overlap and don't overlap with these, so, but are also, how many digits apart? And also need to be 5 digits apart. But even less, because I don't want them to overlap with the other rooms. I'm probably just deleting this number and this number. And we're just doing -2 in this case, so it'd be 6 to 14. It's already sounding like the original. 4 to 12. So they have overlap of 2 digits. It's kind of bad. Ah, because I'm insane. Because I'm minusing from both sides. Whereas this is just 5 numbers in between, and this is what, 8 numbers in between? So, how do I do this exactly? I can't make a value that's that far apart. Hey, Sub-Zero. Whatever. 3 to 12. No, it'd be 11. That hits both these digits. It's too far apart. I need to bring the lesser digit up. yeah, if I don't worry about the first digits, we can work with something. So instead of 9, it should be 2 digits either way of 9. So for instance, this one should be 7 to 12, because I'll use the 10 as well. And then this one should be... Oh, I can't actually do greater than 16. No, because I'm doing 7 and 8. So it'd be 5 dot dot 10. And then this one would just be 2 digits either side of 14. It would be 12 dot dot 16. 11 dot dot 15. Middle one, I don't know which side of it I should use. 9 dot dot 13. Suppose both of these should be a bit more rounded. Yeah, no, both of these should use the lesser digit. My bad. So this one should be 4 dot dot 8. This one should be 3 dot dot 7. And this one should use the greater digit, so it should be 10 dot dot 14. Yeah, so those values should work a little bit better. Oof. So it has values at which you can generate outside the room and with the room. Yeah. Dot 7. Is there a space there, or is that just the 7? Okay. It was just 7. 4 dot dot 8. The only thing is, these two numbers aren't far enough apart. So I don't know if the randomizer is hitting refresh. Well, I would say it sounds a bit more confusing to anyone listening to me ramble on about digits. Let's see how it looks now. You got one pillar. Essentially, I'm tweaking the values at which these pillars can generate, trying to make it more independent from the rooms. As long as we see sort of different patterns forming, I'm happy. But see, like this, we got back-to-back those 3 pillars. These 2 internal ones seem to be spawning at the same time. You did. You just... Yeah, you're quoting pi, right? I had to Google it. I remember 3.14 from high school. Okay, it is whichever one was the iron pillar. That was the one that was I didn't like. It was the 2 internal ones, right? 10 to 14, 9 to 13. Good on you. You got me beat. Essentially, I want these numbers further apart, but this number still has to be in and out of this number. If that makes sense. Because right now this 10 overlaps with these 2 as well. I mean, I could make 1 point of contact, I suppose. So if this was 12, then it would only overlap with this room. And if this was 9, it would only overlap with this room. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Was that where it was? Yeah, I think that's a better answer. So instead of these values, I use the highest value. So this has to start at 10, this has to start at 11, this has to start at 12. These ones we're doing the lower digit, so it has to start at 5. Or rather, it should have to end at 5. 6 and 7 in this case. Cool, I got 1 from memory. And what digit do we go up to? Because this one can still overlap with this one. Maybe I just do single digits. But then the probability of them hitting is the issue. Now, we'll do 9 to 11 maybe. And for this one, we do 6 to 8. And they just overlap with each other maybe. So 5 to 7. Well, then what do I do for the middle? Well, I'm doing 3 digits. So I just do 12 to 15 and do 2 to 5. Start from 7, so this should start from 10. Worth a shot. What makes this more confusing is I don't actually know when this rolls over, when in comparison to when these trigger, because they are working off of slightly different timers. Mine. What did mine got approved middle of last week, right? So it was just over 4 weeks. But that's kind of weird. Like, so yours still is pending, right? Because that means he just did mine rather than all that were submitted, I guess. Because yours, he should have had notifications or whatever to review this run as the moderator. To me, it feels like he's just trying to avoid someone else qualifying to take over the thread. Because I've PM'd in the moderation thread on the page, and then I've also PM'd him. Right, you can PM people. Why'd you do that? Yeah, you can message. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, because so speedrun.com, their policy is if a run is pending for more than a month, so 4 to 5 weeks or whatever, you can request to be for that thread to change ownership essentially, which is what I keep trying to do, which is really annoying because he does it right at the end. Because I mean, if you're not going to moderate it, why hang on to it, so to speak? I know I might just request them anyway, because if I'm going to start doing the all dimension stuff like properly, I would like ownership of the speedrun thread, so I can try and push it a bit better. Oh, that's interesting though, because by that you should qualify for being able to take over the thread if your run's been pending. Because it's, well, actually no, you're giving me US time, so it's like exactly a day, right? Exactly a month. Uh, 5.7. Once I've got a bit more free time, I'd like to just fill up every category too. It also makes it look better for anyone looking at the page. Plus, there's just so much I could do. Yo to you too. I'm gonna go with Rizvi or Sakina. But yeah, so it would be so much easier if I could control the thread, because I'd like to put up guides as well and everything. Because there's obviously a lot I could add to the page about it. Yeah, 2 months ago. Not sure if anyone's still active, but I would be interested in taking over the So Dungeon 2 section management. And then nothing. Like, he doesn't even reply to me. Two. Count the pillars. Two. We'll call that none. I don't really want to go down. One, two, two. And I kind of want to see different ones generate together would be nice. Seeing the middle one there generate with anything else. Yeah, PC is definitely easier. So I mean, even if you don't record it on PC, you could obviously submit the save file. I don't know if this is better. In my head it is, so I guess I will change all the other randomizations. Bye-bye. Okay, get rid of this. Oh. Nine, 11. 10, 12. 15. 5. 5.7. I also need to delete the entities causing stutters. Oh, that was dumb of me. What about the armor stand? Set file shows area completed, which is 100. Yep, and time. Yeah, that's true. Again, like, it's not, a serious speedrun game, so to speak. So, it should be a lot laxer. Like, if there's not, if it's not highly contested, just word of mouth should be honestly proof enough. At least that's how I like it. Because it would just make it easier for people to participate. I mean, it's still a decent places down, right? You beat out a few people. Yeah. Yeah, you'd be fourth. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize there's someone else on here from 2 months ago. Volta. Interesting. Should probably PM people like this. Yeah, the ads. Interesting. Anyway, stuff for me to look at later. Right, yep, tag. Working again. Perfect. I did the second one right. Six to eight. Yeah. 6 to 8. 8.7. 12, 15. Nine to 11. I'm not going to land on the block. Well, 15. Yeah, so I think the other issue of this system is I think the randomizer hits more than what I realize. So unless they all had the same intervals, like this one can't spawn with these two. These two can only hit because they both run at the same interval, if that makes sense. So I can either spawn these two together or these two together. Definitely rolls over and hits here between the two segments because we've gone rooms with all 6, and that only makes sense if the randomizer is able to change before the second half of this triggers. Figuring out how each man block sort of triggers is really confusing Minecraft because of the old 20 ticks in a second plus then FPS that can cause lag and tick lag, and boy, it's just a headache. This is the best I can do. Okay, lucky last. It's to 8, 7. 5. 15. 10 to 12. And lucky last of the lucky last. Okay, so these are all done. The only thing I need to adjust now is not you, but you, and you. That will come later when I have written everything out in nice Word documents, consuming all of my free time. Ugh. Anyway, that's pretty much what I want to get done today, at least. Just put into work or practice everything I'd written out. So I think we will leave it there. Think you're still around, Sub-Zero? It's probably an add-on or something I can do to actually see who's in chat while on just Streamlabs. See, you're on Twitch, yeah? Still in chats? Yeah. Ugh. Thanks for stopping by. Nice chan to you, like usual, Sub-Zero. Ugh. Anyway, I'm off to bed. It's only 1 AM, but still, pretty late. Ugh. Anyone else watching? Thanks. Anyone checking in post? Thanks as well. See you next time.